One thing that may shock a lot of people is that I am in fact a big Power Rangers fan. Since I was a kid, I loved seeing those multicolored superheroes punching rubber-suited monsters right in the dang face. Now yeah, I've seen most of the seasons from Mighty Morphin to Lost Galaxy to RPM to Jungle Fury. I love Power Rangers with my heart and soul. It's literally one of my favorite things on the whole planet. But even though I can agree that over the last decade or so, it's been kind of sloppy. I wasn't really a big fan of Samurai. Dino Charge was okay. Ninja Steel, nah, we don't talk about Ninja Steel. And Beast Morphers, while a significant upgrade over what we've gotten over the past few seasons, it was still pretty blah. And Megaforce? Well, we don't talk about Megaforce. It never happened. What's a Megaforce? But where do I go to get my superhero fix when Power Ranger seasons are currently kind of mid-tier? Well, I go back to the source. I go back to the drawing board. I go back to the Golden Mountain that created this great genre of superhero fighting. I go back to Super Sentai. For those who don't know, Super Sentai, original to Japan, is a series that dates back to 1975 and is sole responsible for the multicolored superhero team of heroes mantra being a thing where Power Rangers gets most of its fight scenes. Now if you're talking about transformation heroes in general, that goes back to Kamen Rider, which debuted 4 years earlier in 1971, but nevertheless, both series coexist and basically are the prime superhero transformation type shows that you see in Japan, even to this day. Now I'm gonna say straight up, I love Super Sentai. I've only seen 9 full seasons, mind you, but I just dearly love it. From the characters they create to the ever hummable music, and the reason why I would fork $1,000 just to buy a helmet and suit and a morpher to just prop around with. That is no joke. I might actually do that one day, but we'll see. But I'm not here to talk about Sentai as a whole, even though I could go on it for hours. I'm here to talk about a very particular season of Super Sentai. One that, to me, I consider to be the crown jewel, the golden goose, and possibly the best seasons for not only newcomers, but to me, as a fan, is considered to be my personal favorite. Today I'm here to talk about the 35th Anniversary Spectacular, simply known as Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger.
それが海賊ってもんだろ。
Gokaiger to me is peak Super Sentai. I haven't seen the show in a long time that made me feel the way that this show made me feel. It made me laugh, made me cry, I cheered for them, I was afraid for them. It's a show that makes you feel all these different emotions, which is surprising for a show about space pirates. But the show really works on so many levels, and to me, it's just a really, really great show. The show cares about its audience, it doesn't really dumb it down for anyone, which is impressive considering this show was the 35th anniversary of the entire Super Sentai franchise, including callbacks, tributes, returning actors, old music, new Zords, things that really celebrate the entire thing, and for that is amazing. For me personally, as a person who saw this as their third Super Sentai series ever, I was really lost most of the time. Now yeah, there were some instances where I was like, who's that, what's that, but the show clearly has a way of, you know, telling you this is this, this is that, so you have an idea of what's going on, and if you're interested, you can go back and check out that season. So for that, I really do appreciate that. It made me feel like I'm actually learning what's going on. It also helps that Gokaiger has one of the best cast of characters for any Sentai show ever, and I'll be real, I love this crew so much. For one, the characters are space pirates, which that alone is a great concept, and they're going to Earth to find the greatest treasure in the universe while also fighting off a alien space empire. And you know what? I believe them 100%. These actors play these characters so damn well that you really are convinced that these guys are from another planet and are actual pirates. I love them all together, I love them alone. There's such great personalities and they work off together so well. For example, the stoic and wild Captain Marvelous, who just is a great lead and a great red, who doesn't really take shit from anyone, but also is kind of a caring way, but doesn't really want to show it, and he's a great Red Ranger. We have the respectable but also cowardly Dr. Dawn, who is a bit cowardice, yes, but can have his moments of great heroism in the face of danger. You have the sweet and kind who is a princess, but also wants to show herself to the rest of the world. We have Luca, who's a bit of a thief, and also doesn't really take shit from anyone. We have Joe, the Blue Ranger, who's very quiet into himself, but when the time calls for it, he will do what is right to save his friends, including ones who, you know, have done some pretty questionable questionable things. And of course, Ikari Guy, the 6th Ranger, Gokai Silver. That guy is full of energy. Props to the actor who played Gokai Silver. That guy is just, he is crazy, and I love him. People might be annoyed by his enthusiasm, but to me, I love him so much. He's great actor. What I also like a lot too, it's very small, but I like how as the show progresses, you see how each member joined the Gokaiger. So it started off with Marvelous and Joe, then Luca, then Don, then I'm, then Guy. It progresses slowly, but you get to see this with flashbacks of how Marvelous used to go with the Red Pirates, how we have other characters like Aka Red, who was, a mentor to him, how Joe used to be with the Zeniac, but then he defected, how Luca was a thief and her sister passed away. So many things like that honestly are very fun story beats that I really like to see. Whenever a flashback showed up, you're like, oh boy, we get to see more about these characters, and it was just so fun and so creative, and that is great storytelling right there, because, even if they didn't show us the flashbacks, I feel like we'd still be content, but the fact that they went that extra mile, that extra leap and bound to show us how this crew joined up together is amazing, and I love it. And of course, you can't talk about Gokaiger without talking about the amazing fight scenes. All I can say is, wow. Every fight is so energetic and exciting to watch. You just want to jump in there with a cutlass and fight the Zeniac yourself. It's so cool. Even when they're fighting small foot soldiers, everything, the pace just keeps on going and it never slows down. It's always moving. Plus the camera work too. My God, it's fantastic. Plus, the various ways that they go ahead and shoot these fight scenes is just really great. From not only using the regular weapons individually, but trading weapons and dual wielding them and using each other to bounce off each other and using random items like barrels and crates to go ahead and hit foot soldiers. It's just those fun, unique little things that make these fight scenes a bit more creative and fun besides the average punching and kicking, which honestly makes them cool, and I like it. Heck, even the Gokai changes, the main gimmick of the season, allowing people to transform into past Sentai members, is used brilliantly, and it doesn't really distract from the overall fighting that's going on in the scene. At some point, it makes the fights 10 times better when they transform into a full team and they use their fighting styles and even hear the amazing instrumentals of the theme songs in the background. And that there makes the fight scenes just that much more epic. Your heart starts to race and you're like, oh yeah, some amazing shit's gonna go down, and I'm in for a great fight scene. It makes it that much more awesome and fun, and I love the Gokai changes. It's so fun. I know that's really a quick overview of Gokaiger, but really, when I say it's the best season, I mean to me it is the best season. Like, if someone came up to me and said, Zach, which Sentai should I start watching? I will always say Gokaiger. Now again, that's my opinion, but I think it does a great with giving you a small taste of every season, but still giving you a great overall story with great characters, great fight scenes, great music, and overall a fun experience that will make you just so happy. So yeah, honestly, Gokaiger is great. I love it to bits. It's my favorite Sentai, like I said before, and go check it out. It's great. I found it on YouTube, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere else, but yep, check it out. It's great. I love Gokaiger to bits, and that's why, to me, it is my absolute favorite season of Super Sentai.